Today we're going to talk about the different ways that we have organized in our homes to make our lives easier. Um, and I'll start off by, well, wait a minute, and in any room in the house or anywhere, it doesn't matter, but I particularly thought of the house. And so, whether it be the closet, the bedroom, the bathroom, the kitchen, the laundry room, the TV room, the game room, whatever, wherever in your home that you have organized yourself that makes your life easier to live our lives independently. And I know that we're going to all learn a lot from each other. That's why I wanted the extra participation, because I know that we will all have a lot to share with everybody today. And so I'll start. Some of you know Lauren, and she's a person who actually is one of my daughter's best friends. And she has come over to a few of our houses and helped us with organization. And she was at my house. My kids, for the second Christmas in a row, bought her for me for for a few hours. So that was great. And she came over and we did some organization in the kitchen, in the bathroom, that I wanted to talk about first, because it's just so wonderful of how it got done. I've in the bathroom, I've tried to, and both Lauren and I have worked together and tried to organize in different ways, and it never ended up being satisfactory for me to be able to find things. And so this time, instead of in medicine cabinets, we emptied the bottom drawer in my bathroom. And first of all, when you first open it, the bandages, the peroxide, the scissors, the tape, I have said that, the what do you call it? The antibacterial that you would put on a cut or something is the first thing that is there in the drawer. So if I cut myself and I'm there, especially if I'm there all by myself, then which is often, then I know where to go, and all of that stuff is all in one place and easy to get to. And then behind that, in different bags, we categorized, like one of the bags is things that are marked with um, uh, things that you take your temperature with, thermometers, and stuff like that, that has to do with when you're sick. And so she used the weight tag on that, and everything in that bag is on that weight tag. And then there's another one for when you get bites, itches, and stuff like that, and that's in a different bag. And she did again the weight tag and marked every single thing that's in that bag, and that is so much easier for me. And that's the one I'm most excited about, because it's the newest one. And now my medicine cabinets are really thinned out, and I have come to I'm kind of old, but I have finally learned that the less stuff I have, the easier it is to find things. And so with not having my medicine cabinet so cluttered, it's definitely easier. And then, of course, in different drawers, I have one drawer is all for hair and stuff, and then another drawer all for toothpaste and stuff. And so all of those are in their little places, and much easier to put my hands on quickly and not have to search around for everything. In my bedroom, I keep getting rid of stuff so that it'll make it easier, but I also have a desk in there too. And so in the drawers, in the top drawer of the desk, I've got these little containers that some of them have pins in them, and that's separate. Maybe rubber bands in another one. And then below that is a little drawer, and just like the scanner and just stuff like that is in that one I could feel and grab real quick. Um, and then I
Evie,
have a night, yeah,
I was wondering if we could do one room at a time and have everybody join in about that room.
sure. Okay, so
So
does anybody want to talk about the bathroom and what is easy for them in the bathroom and how they have theirs organized?
I can start by just saying what's worked for me. I have a basket beside my side of the sink. I have one side of the sink for myself, and nobody's supposed to put anything there. But I only have three things there. One is the stuff for cleaning my face, one is my toothpaste, and one is my electric toothbrush. So that helps me a lot just to have the three things.
Yeah,
And in the basket next to it, I just have maybe five or six things that I can recognize by feel. And my face cloth, I managed on the bottom of the basket that I have, which is metal like a bike basket, you know.
yeah,
Uh, I was able to attach a what do you call those things that go on your backpack? Anyway, one of those hanging metal things that
yeah,
clasp, and I was able to thread my face cloth through it so that it dries a little bit, and it's right there. And my on the other side is my towel, which is attached with a clamp to the other side of the basket. So everything is right there for me. But I do
that's
have problems
awesome.
with the vanity underneath. I don't have a drawer like Bevy does. I just have an open space. So in there, I put a very large, I think it was probably a makeup case at one time, about 6 or 8 inches tall with a zipper on both sides, and it opens up. So I've kept my major medicines in there, you know, like my vitamins and my Tylenol and any others like flaxseed oil that I take. So at least they're contained in a special place. But it's still a little confusing under there, so I'd be happy to hear other people.
I'm just going
Okay.
to interrupt really quick. I just want to welcome Sherry.
Hi, Sherry.
Hi,
Hello,
Sherry.
Hi,
thank you.
Sherry.
Good morning.
Susan, what kind of things do you have organized in your bathroom?
I'm laughing. Can you hear me?
I can.
I'm laughing because it's not nearly what other people have been doing here. In fact, under my sink right now, we have a counter space with some drawers and a medicine cabinet, and then under that are some cupboards. And in there at the present moment are some big bags that I need to have someone come over and help me sort, because you know how your medicines and things will pile up after a while.
Yes,
You've got to get rid of this and that.
right.
So I do have to have someone, come through with that. Now, I do have the counter reasonably well organized. On the left-hand side of the sink is the antibacterial soap. On the right side is the electric toothbrush plugged in and the toothpaste. And then on top of the dresser, and it actually could go into the bathroom, is a little bag full of those little, they're like flosses, but they have a double handle. They're for flossing your teeth.
Right. Uh-huh.
And that could go in the bathroom or on the top. The way I work things out is some of my cosmetics are on the dresser top because when I jump out of the shower, I want to access them quickly. And some of them are in the on top of the bathroom counter. And then John tends to use the guest bathroom, not because he's a guest, but that sort of allows us each to, spread out our stuff a little way.
Right.
We could, well, I will own my own. I could do a far better job organizing. I'm going to make you laugh. The most organized space in my life is the locker at the horse stable. Why? Because it's such a tiny space that everything has to have its place. And
Right.
so you go in there, and the lower rack is my saddle pad, and above that is the saddle, and then the riding hat, and then up on top is a grooming box and horse medicines. And I think that applying the principle of that locker to the rest of the house would be a very smart thing to do. We
Yes.
sailed a lot on San Francisco Bay when I was a child, and my mother and I were the keepers of the galley, and we learned about organizing in tight spaces. So
Hmm.
it's a matter of doing those things. So that's my answer. Thanks.
All right. Yeah. Thank you. John, what's your
I got
bathroom
nothing
look
to
like?
add.
He says he has nothing to add. I will tell you that he alphabetizes all his CDs. He knows where everything is. He's amazing. So I can learn a lot from this man.
And I'm sure you do.
I do.
John, do you do that by Braille?
He brails them. They all have braille labels on them, and they're
Yeah.
all alphabetical, and they're in a cabinet.
Right.
I do not do that. My computer is very tidy because of writing all the time. So my
Right.
cyberspace is cleaner than but have you ever had the experience of you have a pile of stuff and you know exactly what's in it, but if anybody else touches it, don't touch my pile because you know.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to hush. Got a lot of people to hear from.
Yeah, this is John, and just to finish up real quickly on the CDs, what I've done is I've used one of the Braille labelers. It's like a
Yeah.
Dymo labeler, except it produces Braille. And I put the label. I use clear tape, and I put the label actually on the edge of the CD jewel box. So the discs themselves are not labeled, but the boxes are. And then because I have a collection of I think I've got about 250 CDs now.
Wow.
I actually have them in a cabinet in alphabetical order, just like you'd find them in a music store. So
Wow.
if I want to find a Carly Simon CD, for example, I go to the S's, and I can put my hands on it fairly quickly. So it's nice to have them organized that way because of the number that I have. If they were just random, it would be difficult to find a particular one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Bob Geyer. He's on mute. While he's unmuting, one of the things I'm going to bring up that Bob and I have talked about just for this
I'm here.
meeting. There you are. You want to, as you talk about your bathroom, you want to share the discussion we've had about our toothpaste?
Oh, well, I was gonna say I don't think I have anything particularly organized any different in my bathroom because of my vision loss. I think one of the things that makes things easy for me as far as shampoo and shower gel and that kind of stuff is we have this multi dispenser cabinet kind of thing that's stuck to the wall inside
Yeah.
in the shower. And so just knowing, I know they're labeled, but I can't see them, but I know from left to right what's what. And so that makes it real easy for me. So I don't have to fiddle around with a bottle to try to figure out what's what. And when it comes time to refill them, it's pretty easy to open the container of the new stuff and smell it and make sure I put that into the right, pour that into the right dispenser. So that's pretty easy.
Right.
What I think Bevie was talking about space that we talk about is, sometimes people will talk about how they struggle to put the toothpaste onto the toothbrush, and they all have different ways of accomplishing that. And one of the things that Bevie and I talked about was from the time we were kids, we just take the cap off the tube of the toothpaste, we squirt a little bit on our tongue, and we put the cap back on. We don't waste the time putting it on the brush.
Right.
We put it straight in the mouth. And we're the only ones, we have our own tubes of toothpaste, so it's not like we're sharing a tube of toothpaste with somebody, so it's just ours. So after losing our eyesight, that was no different for us. We just continued to do the same thing that we always did. So anyway, I don't have anything particular, like I say, with regards to organization in the bath.
My little interesting thing about the toothpaste too is that I used to try to put the toothpaste on the toothbrush, which my brush was right next to my pointer finger, but I always got the toothpaste on my finger too, and often had a mess and stuff. And so once when I was talking to a group of blind kids at a orphan or at the blind school in South Africa, one of them said, "Well, how do you do the toothpaste on the toothbrush?" And so I said what I just said to you, and my sighted friend said, "Why don't you just put a little bit on your tongue?" And I went, "That's a good idea." So yeah, that's yeah, so that's what I do. Um, Anyways, does anybody have anything else to share with their bathrooms? Patrice.
You're muted, Patrice.
Okay, sorry. Um, I'm also, I confess, a toothpaste sucker, and
Yep.
and I think, um, uh, so many of my skills, I'm gonna call them Missouri skills, because my mother came up with all these solutions with 2 blind kids out of 6, and nobody touched my toothpaste, including the other blind kid. But so I've been doing it since I started brushing my teeth. And it's things like that. There are so many simple things. And I didn't, sorry, I got caught in a kind of a 911 for Vista. So I didn't start the beginning. Did we talk about like carrying drinks and things from one place to another? Because I don't mean to get off topic, but
I
have we
started
done
in
that?
the bathroom and I was going to jump to different rooms, but
Okay,
Betsy
jump
had the
away.
idea of just staying in one room at a time. So
Great idea, Bevie.
yeah.
You're so smart. Okay.
But I
So
made them go into the horse locker because it's my tidiest place on earth.
so Patrice, what are different ways that you organize your stuff in the bathroom that keep it easiest for you? Your shampoo, cream rinse, whatever, Band-Aids.
I have different shaped bottles, and it actually is one of the reasons I buy the shampoo I buy or whatever. Oh, this feels different from what Eric's using or whatever, so I get that, or I refill that bottle with. Often I'll get these giant bottles, from a one of those stores where they, what are they called?
Costco or something. Yeah.
Yeah, cosmetic store. They sell cheap stuff in bulk. So that's how I do it, Bevy. I used to do rubber bands, but then in the middle of it, I think, wait, is the rubber band for the cream rinse or for the shampoo? And so and then because thank God, once how as a blind person you're always having to think, or you
Yeah.
find yourself in a room you didn't mean to be in.
Right.
But
Or you
for
hit the
me,
wall.
yeah, I get in the shower. I want to enjoy the shower and not be thinking, where's this, where's that, don't do this, don't do that, blah, 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 blah. And so I came up with really dumbbell solutions, as in it's a different shape and
Yeah.
I put it in a different place. So for me, that really works. And it also works to have the kind of shower I want to have and get out, and I don't feel like I just passed another good blind girl test. So
Right.
yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else in the bathroom?
No, but you should always put a toilet paper on the back of the toilet, an extra one. That's all
Agreed.
I'm saying.
What about you in the bathroom? I'll bet you're organized. She's muted too. Holly, Holly,
Oh,
Miss
hi.
Holly. There she is.
Here I am. Hello. Well, first of all, true confessions. I'm in the club of sucking on the
Sucker.
toothpaste. And it works so it works so great. Well, okay. And yeah, it's my toothpaste. Bob has his own. And if I think I might have cooties or something a little cold, I will put it under the tap before I put the lid on, the cap back on, because I don't want to give myself cooties the next time.
I want to
Right
give
on.
myself goodies. Oh, Dolly, that's
You know,
great.
you know what I mean. Oh, there's some logic there. I'm not quite sure how much, but in the bathroom, I really don't have anything more to add um, to that. I'm a wannabe. I know that systems and consistency and logic are friends. I feel
Mhm.
so anyway. Grouping like things together where it just makes sense. And Patrice, I am the queen of rubber bands. When I discovered rubber bands just a handful of years ago, when it's like, oh gosh, where have they been all my life? And and so on my shampoo, I put a rubber band on the big bottle, which feels just like the conditioner. And my logic is consistently through the house, if I'm going to use a rubber band, I put it on the, like, shampoo starts with S. So I put the rubber band or rubber band on the shampoo that starts with an S instead of conditioner. So closest to
Oh.
the letter R for rubber band. If they're said with the,
Oh,
Wow.
oh, retard.
okay.
That is like advanced degree thinking, I gotta tell you.
Yeah, man, that's great,
Beautiful.
Holly.
Well, thank you. It's kind of, I hope I explained that okay. It's kind of like once I got it, it's a no-brainer because then I can use it
Mhm.
any place in the house. Okay, just put it on the item that's closest to R for rubber band. So there we go.
Good one. That's a real good one.
I don't know how good it is, but it's working.
Well, Pat, you live all by yourself. Do you do anything organizations in the bathroom?
Well, can you hear me?
Yep.
Mhm.
Well, since I've always been an anal person, it comes naturally to me put things in order, and I don't move it. Like if I have my medicines and vitamins all where I know which one it is. So like when I fill my container, I know exactly which medicine it is.
Mm-hmm.
The only time I got confused when I had two of the same size bottles. And so I just put them in different spots, and nighttime goes one way and morning goes the other. So that's the only thing I've run into, but I've always been, I spend my life organizing or trying to organize, I guess. So things are still in the same place they've always been since I moved in here, pretty much.
You know, that's great. I love organization myself. Yeah.
You know, Bevy,
And-
I just thought of something with the pills.
Yeah.
So I have like prescriptions that I don't open yet in my nightstand, and the ones that aren't I don't need yet are in the sock drawer at the bottom. But if I shake bottles of pills, I know, for instance, I take thyroid medication. They make this little tinny rattle, tick, 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 you know. So I think, oh, and they're little tiny pills. So by listening and feeling, I also can pretty much like my magnesium capsule is like it's like, can I really swallow that thing? It's gigantic, and so it's really obvious. And when I rattle it, it sounds like blah 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 blah. So you know,
Yeah.
yeah, your ears are
Exactly.
very handy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Bob.
Yeah.
Since Patrice mentioned medication,
Hi, Perla.
that,
Sorry.
that reminded me. I use the talking prescriptions from
Oh, yeah.
CVS from
Oh, cool.
CVS Pharmacy.
Yeah, I've
Um,
never got
smart.
on that.
That works so well.
Mm.
And I want to encourage everybody to try to take advantage of those, because I know from the pharmacist, I am the only patient in the Scotts Valley CVS that is using that system.
Mhm.
And they often will have somebody new in there and they haven't been trained on how to use it.
Right.
And so the more people we can get to using the talking prescriptions, I think it's better for all of us. That's one thing in general. A lot of this technology is developed to help the blind community.
Yeah.
And if we in turn do not support those
Exactly.
companies, they're
Yeah.
going to stop making
That's
things
right.
for us. So even though we may pay more, and people kind of don't understand, why does this cost so much? And it's because there's such a small number of people, it's supply and demand. There's such a small audience that they're going to sell that to, that they've got to be able to, make a decent profit off of it. And if we don't support them, they're not going to support us. So, okay,
Yeah,
I'm off my soapbox. Everybody go to
That-
No,
CVS and use the talking
really good.
prescriptions.
well, I go to Walgreens, but I can ask them about that because I have mine. I have one of these pill holders that's for the whole month, and so I just sit down once a month and fill. I have 3 prescriptions, and then I put in also B complex in there too, and so they're all in their individual little bottle. And like Patrice, my 3 prescriptions, all 3 feel totally different. So, it's easy to know which one is which. But yeah, I agree with you, Bob. When people go to the expense and the trouble to make something for us that, especially it's useful for us, I do think that we need to support that and
Yes.
I agree.
And
I
in
would
this case,
use
it's
it.
free.
This
11:30 a.m. Yeah, I would use it, Bob, but I only take 1 subscription and I know what prescription that is, so I don't really think I would need it.
One thing that it's good for is that it contains all of the information about that prescription, all that extra paperwork they give you with all the do's and the don'ts and the safety and the all that and more. So it's nice that you're able to at least listen to that information should you need to have that information. So.
Right.
Thank you,
Hi,
Bob.
this is Perla.
Hi, Perla.
Hi. I go to Walgreens and I have not had any luck with them coming up with a device or anything, but I'll ask again. I went to CVS. I signed up. There are nobody in my area knew anything about it. But I finally found a manager in one of the CVS's that was willing to look into it and get set up for it. And, we worked on it for a while and everything. And then I switched one of my prescriptions to them so that I could, try it out, use it. And it just did not work. Probably the person that did it didn't know what she was doing. And I know I should be more patient, but I just got fed up and gave up. But maybe I'll try again at a different CVS at some point. I don't know. But Bob, I am
Bob,
so
this is Susan.
happy.
Gosh.
I was going to say, Bob, I'm so happy that you got it to work for you.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Bob, I wonder, for those of us who haven't done it successfully or just haven't got around, could you walk us through what the procedure is and what we need to do? Because that's
Good,
exciting.
Sure. And I think one of the reasons that it was maybe successful is I dogged them. There's at least there was, and I'm assuming there still is, but I can find this out and pass the information on through the notes. There was an 800 number that you called to CVS and you signed up at this phone number. They in turn contacted the local CVS, and that 800 number, they're the ones who actually send the machinery to the local pharmacy, because my pharmacy did not have it. And like you guys, they didn't have a clue what I was talking about. But by working with that 800 number for CVS and staying with that guy, and he said, okay, I shipped it. It'll be there by the end of the week. And then I went in the following week and he says it was supposed to have arrived last week. You must have it here somewhere. And, I just stuck with it. And then they it's just a matter of in your record, they just put that you use the it's called Spoken RX, that you use the Spoken RX, and automatically as they go through to fill the prescription, one of the steps that comes up on their computer screen is to and it's a little difficult for them because they can't easily get past that screen to keep going unless they make out the RDFI tag that goes on my prescription. Now, a couple weeks ago when they changed staff and the person didn't know how to do it, it took them a long time to figure out how to override that so that they could issue me my prescription without that tag on it.
Wow.
But yeah, and then you download the CVS app, and there's two apps from CVS. One is kind of their shopping in the store and coupons and discounts and that kind of thing. That's not the one you want. You want the other one that's linked to your prescriptions, and I can get the exact name of that app here in a moment and pass that on. And there are different systems. There are different systems at CVS versus Walgreens. They do not use the same systems. So go. Was that Elizabeth?
I know for a while, CVS on 41st Avenue had a sign in the prescription line when you're waiting in line for prescription to sign up for that.
Oh, good.
Well, that really works for a blind person, a sign.
Yeah, no,
exactly.
My driver told me about it when I was standing in line.
Hi, everyone.
Well, I
this
got
is Sophia. I just want to interrupt for a second. Margine, did you have anything you wanted to say?
I just want to ask Bob to explain to me what you're talking about because I'm a newbie and I missed what it was that you got at CVS. I've since picked up that they categorize your medications in a way that you could tell what they are. Is that correct?
Not exactly. What it is they have a special labeling machine that will produce a little round disc that has digitized information on it. And they'll put that disc on every prescription that you get. Every single time you get a prescription, they put that disc on the bottle. And then you have the CVS app on your phone. And then you go into the app and you open up Spoken RX. And when that comes up, it'll say ready to scan. And then all you do is you touch your phone to that little tag on your prescription bottle, and it will begin. It initially just gives you the stuff that's right there on the prescription label itself. But if you want all of that other information from the manufacturer, there are tabs at the bottom that you can click on, and it can keep giving you more information. Or if you even want to go to the manufacturer's website and get more detailed information from the website, you can do that. If you want to know the drug interactions, there's a tab for that. So
interesting. Thank you very much.
Sure. Spoken RX at CVS Pharmacy.
Okay.
So Perla, how do you have in your bathroom, how do you have things organized that's easy for you to know what they are to use?
Let's see. Well, I've for one thing, I've stopped buying shampoo and conditioner in the same bottles. But before I did that, I would put a rubber band around my conditioner. And I bought a little plastic thing of drawers that I have on the counter, and I have different kinds of things in each drawer. Let's see what else. Just trying to keep certain things in certain places, but like I just spent 2 weeks looking for a couple of books I put somewhere, but if I try very hard to put things back. Right. And also I use little cosmetic bags for certain things. Like I have a little cosmetic bag where I keep the makeup that I put on every day, and a few other little, daily things that I want to keep with me all the time. And I use things out of that on a daily basis. And then when I'm going to go overnight or trip somewhere, I have everything right there, and I don't have to worry about finding things, putting them together, and then putting them back where they belong. I do that also. I found like a travel kit thing. It's kind of rectangular. I got it, I think, at Walgreens years ago, and I had been trying different things for years. But it's got like 3 pocket things, and it zips open so that it lies flat, but it doesn't take up too much room. And then I keep a set of cosmetics, not my daily face cosmetics, but like a little thing of shampoo, my electric toothbrush, travel toothbrush and toothpaste, my shower gel, my cream, my face creams. I keep one set of that in that bag so that when I'm going overnight or on a little trip, I just have to check, make sure everything is there, and I don't have to go running around trying to find everything.
Yeah, I do the same
So,
thing. Yeah.
yeah.
Does
So,
anybody else? Thank you, Perla, so much. Does anybody
welcome.
else have anything to share on the bathroom?
I do. Hi, I'm Andrea.
Hi, Andrea.
Hi. In the restroom, well, our toothbrushes, Roberto's, the kids, and mine are all the same. They're all electrics and colors, same everything. So we literally had to figure out a way to tell them apart. So like I put a bump dot on mine. Roberto's has Braille label on it with his name. And the kids have a sticker that they can see. So that's what we did. And everything has its spot, its home, and if it doesn't, I've learned that I don't really need it.
Yeah. I'll bet that's a lot harder too. With the little kids, you'd probably need to know where, cuts and tweezers and all that kinds of stuff are too, right?
Right, yes. So we have like a little plastic drawer system underneath the sink. I think it's meant for makeup or something like that. I'm not sure, but we do braille label those little drawers, and we have like the band-aids at the top and like things like that as you go
Yeah.
further down. So that's what we do for under the sink. And then with the drawers, we have drawer dividers, which could get a little pricey, but they're worth it because it keeps everything organized. And with the shampoo and conditioner, well, my shampoo and conditioner look the same, so I've also put a rubber band on top of the conditioner. I just tie it around, so that's what I do. Um, yeah, and I use a lot of baskets for the restroom too, in
Yeah.
general, underneath the sink. Like if we have extra shampoos and stuff, they go into the basket like that.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Oh, and funny story.
Yeah.
My face wash and body oil look the same. They're just different colored bottles. And I had a bump dot on my body oil so I wouldn't put it on my face. And my son thought there was something stuck to it, so he took it off.
Oh no.
Oh, what helpful children we have.
He goes, I did you a favor. I was like,
Oh
no.
gosh.
But yes, bump dots are my friends.
Yes, indeed. They are our friends. Okay, before we change rooms, anybody else got anything? Let's go to the kitchen. In the kitchen for myself, I have a drawer that has nothing but measuring spoons and measuring cups, um, and stuff like that. So I can just go right there, and that's basically all that I would go there for. And next to it are different odds and ends, but you can feel what they ever are. And then I have a thing that's next to the stove that's like I don't even know, like a container, up and down one, and um, all of the different kinds of spoons that I would use for cooking something on the stove is inside that container right next to the stove. In the cabinets, of course, plates and glasses and all that stuff we can feel it, but I have these individual containers that, like, for one of them has all the stuff that I would want to put in to when I make my oatmeal. So I can just bring that container down, and there's the cinnamon and
Smart.
the vanilla and whatever else, the chia seeds, all that stuff I want to put into my oatmeal when I make oatmeal. And then there's every container like that is grouped with um, things that would, like, one container has everything that you'd want to excuse me, all like making cookies, like the cinnamon and the ginger and the vanilla and the
Mhm.
chocolate chips and all that stuff is all in a different container, so that I don't have to think about going and looking other places and stuff. So that's what I've done a lot with my food. And I kind of had I don't have very many canned goods, but I did have them pretty organized. But now my daughter's changed that, so canned goods aren't so easy for me to get anymore. In that cabinet anyways. Outside there's a different place that's easier, but and I, like John, have that one categorized from uh, C to R, I guess, refried. and and yeah, so, and pots and pans, they're kind of pretty general to find too. But I think mostly I try to keep, um, like, all my coffee is in one place for the Keurig, and everything just has its little section. I even have my decaf teas separated from my caffeinated teas, because I sure don't want to drink a caffeinated tea at nighttime. So I kind of keep them separate. So, okay, let's try someone else. Patrice, what do you do in the kitchen?
Hello.
Hi.
Huh. Wait. Sorry, my computer isn't cooperating with me. It keeps bouncing. But here I am in the kitchen. Well, I think the key for me is just to put it back where I took it from, and um and to have, the spices I use most often. I have them in a drawer, so um with a rack, I always seem to knock things over, and so they're on their side in a drawer, and in the kitchen, and the ones I use the most are in the front. And I can tell by smelling. Again, it's a Missouri
Yeah.
technique, what they are. And if not, I can always use, show and tells right there in the kitchen. And uh, if for those of you who don't know, that it's an Alexa with a screen, and you just say, "What am I holding?" and it'll tell you. But we all know there are millions of those sorts of things. But I use that quite a bit to figure out, which red wine do I want to drink, or, you know, is this really paprika or is it smoked paprika? That sort of thing.
Mhm.
So I would say that in general, for me, putting things back, and it is tricky when you have someone else in the house, because they may not be putting them back where you think they're going to be. So then they are
Right.
not, you consider them to be not there anymore. And then you find out, that it's been sitting there for, 3 months, and it's now out of date and awful. So
Or the
there has to be negotiating about
or
where
or
things
the
are
time that
put.
I put garlic powder when I was making chocolate chip cookies
Oh,
for the
no.
for the company that was coming in. It was supposed to be cinnamon, but somebody
Oh.
mixed it.
Yum. You may have fallen into something, Debbie. But I would say I don't have anything that uh, brilliant to add to what you said. It was great. Thank you.
Okay. Somebody else in the kitchen.
In the kitchen, I would say organizing, I have trays for my silverware and try to put them in the right slot. I sometimes have a hard time detecting my salad forks from regular forks because I used to go by weight, and somehow I get them confused at times, but it really doesn't matter that much. But like kind of things together, and a lot of separations of trays in my drawers, and everything goes back where it came from. But the biggest thing that I find for myself that has been I have a cutting board of rubberized cutting, I guess it's rubberized, but anyway, it's a cutting board that has a contained handle on it, but it also is curved on the edge so juices don't run off of it.
Good.
And I put it, and it also has a lip that where you take the food off and put it into a container. But I set that right by the edge of the sink so that if I spill onto that when I even do my coffee, my cup, it doesn't go onto the counter, it runs into the sink.
That's a great idea.
It's just been a godsend for me.
And where did you get that?
I got it originally at it's out of business now.
Bed Bath and Beyond.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I would think they might have something like that on Amazon. In fact, I might consider getting a new one. I've had mine so long.
Well, if you find one, get two, and I'll take one too.
Okay, wonderful. It is really a godsend.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, Pat, get
Yes.
3. This is Perla.
Okay. Am I in the
A
hot
baker's
pot?
dozen will do. Yeah.
Am I in the hot pot business again? Hot pot?
I think so. She had all of us buying those popcorn poppers off Amazon.
This
Which I
is
use
Perla.
one. Yeah.
Bevy, I like that idea about putting like similar spices together in a. My girlfriend and I figured out this elaborate thing, but we have all the spices in alphabetical order. But I always hate using a recipe that has a lot of spices because I know I have to chase them down and then put them back.
Yeah.
You know, I think if I had this instead of in alphabetical order, if I had the similar spices together, it would be easier to find them and put them back. Good idea.
You know what
Thank you.
also helps? You're welcome. And you know what also helps is our meta glasses. They're so easy. If you
Yeah.
have them on your head, all you have to do is hold it up and it says what it is right away. So, yeah.
Right.
So, Holly, I know you are our kitchen
Oh
gal.
man. I want to hire her.
I know.
Oh, I
of
don't
Holly.
I don't think so. And I was just thinking, see, I'm the queen of the wannabe club for organization. And so when you come to visit, you'll find that my closets and my drawers all need great attention. It's on the list, right? I'm chipping away at it. But and I know others can. Yeah,
Same here. Same here.
there we go. Okay, I do have a couple things I did want to share that have been so helpful. In my refrigerator, I have some heavy duty plastic shoe boxes, and I use those for organizing similar items and containing them. It has been a total godsend. I'm in my refrigerator now. Well, not totally, but I've got one that has, and I put my nuts and seeds in glass jars. And so one of my shoe boxes fits two quart jars side by side. I think 4 of them, and then some smaller jars of the things I use less in the back. But for example, in the front, I've got my pecans, my walnuts. Walnuts have a rubber band on them, so I know. So I know placement. It's been wonderful, and so I have actually 4 heavy-duty plastic shoe boxes where I put, my nuts and seeds in a particular order. I also have 2 other ones on the other side of the fridge that I use for condiments and bottles and different things. You know how bottles, it's so easy, they get all over the place and you can't find them. They fall over, they roll on the floor, they break, they make a mess. Not anymore. Yeah, it's been so, so good. And again, the things I use more commonly are in the front. I haven't gone as far as alphabetizing, which is sort of surprising, but it's working. I originally bought some at the Container Store over the hill. And they do have online shopping, I believe. I did such a fun thing. Some girlfriend said, "What do you want to do for your birthday?" And I said, "I'd like to go to the Container Store and have you help me shop for things to be more organized in my kitchen." And so we did. One of the shoe boxes actually was fancy dancy plastic shoebox that has little very solid wheels on the back end of it. So it actually will roll. Just roll. I'm just picking up the front and rolling it forward, halfway out, getting the jar of whatever, my chia seeds or whatever I want to. So that's been so helpful. And really, that's probably one of my best tips in the kitchen these days. I do the same. I take a lot of supplements, and so I use a plastic shoebox, and I put my bottles in there, and I do alphabetize that, and I keep that in the cupboard, under the bathroom sink. So I just pull that out. I know it's such a personal preference thing. Some people really like to use a weekly or a monthly organizer for pills and supplements, but it's working for me. Plastic shoebox. And yes, rubber bands on a couple things that are the same. And then I have a fancy dancy tool that I discovered. It is for cleaning. Well, first, okay. Yeah, I'll tell you about that next. Cleaning under appliances, i.e. the refrigerator, the stove. And you may have heard of it, you may have them. It's a long metal telescoping handle, kind of thin, kind of like a little curtain rod or something. At the end of it is a flat part that has a removable cover made of a special kind of lint grabbing material. And so that part is about 16 inches long and maybe 2 inches wide, and it's flat, if you can envision that, two-sided. And you can take it off, you can wash it. It came with 2 of them, and with this long skinny handle and this long little flat thingy, I can get down on the floor and I can clean underneath and scoochy out all the yucky stuff that goes under the fridge that rolls off the counters. The cap to the milk that rolled.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, I love this thing. It wasn't expensive. I'm sorry, I don't have a brand name. I don't know, it was maybe, I'm guessing $15 or something. Not expensive for what it did. And then it has a little, it has a hole at the end of the handle, the telescoping handle, so I can put it on a little clip, not a clip, but a hook in the laundry room. And the first time I used it, I can't tell you what I got from underneath my refrigerator. It's like,
Yeah, that's
this
great.
is so disgusting. It's like, what was that?
But what's it called?
Yeah, where'd you get it?
Well,
Go buy 5. Okay.
I know. Okay. I tried to do some research. I couldn't quite figure it out. It's an under appliance cleaner, and it has a telescoping handle.
Okay.
It's a metal handle. There were different kinds, but I didn't find exactly the one. But I like the fact that the cloth cover on the business job of it it's like a skinny sock. You just wiggle it on the end of this thing, and clean. And if it's, and it really captures the lint and stuff. Bob looked at it this morning. I said, honey, is there a brand? And he said, no, but it really captured the dirt and lint. So you need to wash that. So that's that. That's been helpful. Because things do roll off and we look on the floor and they're not there. It's because they went under the fridge or the stove. Right?
My favorite wooden spoon. It's so sad.
There you
Oh
go.
no, I stirred my coffee in the cafetiere. I mean, I have French press coffee and it's gone now. And it's like it'll never return. So until I get one of these.
Oh, do you want me to bring my thingy over and go under your
Oh, you do flowers. That's great. Thank you. No, I mean, I'm gonna look on Amazon though. That's great.
Yeah, if you find it, let me know.
Yeah. Okay. If you find that, just order like 3 of them.
Yeah.
There we go.
There are a whole
have a
bunch of them listed
question.
there. I'm looking now.
Oh, there are.
Wow.
Okay.
Good.
What do we call them?
Bob,
Are they
you're
under
so good.
under
Under
appliance
appliance cleaner, under appliance cleaning tool.
Right.
Okay. I have a question. On the blind kitchen lady.
Yes.
She has what she calls like a measuring pourer. Has anybody ever tried that?
It works. I have one.
Like,
yeah,
you have one?
I do.
And how does it work?
You put it on the top of a bottle of liquid, for example, I'm going to say oil or vinegar or something like that. And every time you turn it over, it measures a particular amount. Is it a tablespoon? I think it might be. Don't quote me. I actually am not using it, but it's. I think it works quite brilliantly.
So you turn it upside down. It measures. It squirts out a tablespoon.
Yes, I think it's a tablespoon, or is it a teaspoon? I'm sorry, I'm not accurate on that.
Yeah, I got one too, and
so
I
it's a
haven't used
consistent. It's a consistent amount each time, so then you can measure whatever it's squirting out.
Yes, yes.
Bob had one of those
Yeah,
talking measuring cups, but they don't make it anymore. Is that what you said, Bob?
Yes, let me see. Yes, they don't make it anymore. They discontinued it. Or it's one of those things on Amazon that says out of stock. We don't know when we're ever going to get this back again or something like that.
Yeah.
While I'm unmuted, if I may, I had another thing for the kitchen. I'll try to be quick because we want to hear from other people. I've talked about them before, about the work trays that I got from the Blind Kitchen. They came in the set of 2. That has, I work over them all the time. I even put like my blender on one if I'm making a smoothie, and it kind of contains the mess. The other one I keep, I take my, put my ingredients that I'm going to use on that one. And I just love it. And if something does jump overboard off the tray that has the raised lip, then and ends on the island on the counter, then I take my tray underneath the edge of the counter, and I just kind of sweep whatever it was, and then go to the sink. And since I've been using these trays, right, I don't find treasures under my fridge half as often. It's really up to my game, but it's not quite as fun because I'm not fishing grapes and tomato, things from under the fridge. So there we go.
What's the material of these trays?
Oh, it's a cafeteria tray.
Oh,
they're plastic,
like
heavy,
a hard plastic. Yeah.
hard plastic. One's black, one's light. There's like $16, something like that. They come as a pair, and they've got large bump dots on the bottom for non-skid.
They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's so simple. It's changed my world. After all these years of being visually impaired, to discover working on trays to contain my mess. Yeah. So who's next?
How about the glasses over there?
I can go next. This is Susan. So thank you so much, Holly, for talking about the cleaning under the refrigerator. If I do it, there's going to be several puppies under there because my guide dog shed for years. So we'll see what happens. But that is a wonderful idea. And thank you also.
You're welcome.
If it was you, whoever gave the container store idea, I want to get many more glass containers. These are wonderful ideas. And thank you, Bevie, for the idea of putting all your oatmeal makings in one container. I'm on to overnight oats right now, and I like to stick in my walnuts and my blueberries.
Yeah,
And so that's a
exactly.
wonderful way to do that.
It's
Well,
exactly what I put in mine too, walnuts and blueberries.
oh,
And
it's
yeah,
so good. It's just so
yeah.
wonderful. You don't need any other sugars. Anyway, I really appreciate that. I am a kitchen wannabe too. I'm going to confess that if you came over, you'd go, "Really, lady?" You know. But anyway, to the right of our kitchen sink is the coffee area, and I have my espresso machine, and then next to it I have a container that my sister gave me. That's a plastic, big, tall Tupperware plastic, and I can keep all my coffee pods in there, which is very nice. When I open the kitchen cupboard, the coffee accoutrements are right there on the bottom drawer, so you know it's important in my life. I mean, it's right there on that bottom shelf, all my cups.
Yeah.
To the right of that are our everyday dinner plates. I have some white chinaware that's not really china, but was my mom's that I like to use in honor of her. And
Yeah.
above that on another shelf are these pretty yellow plates. They're called Blue Ridge that she had when she was a little girl. And they have a very pretty beveled edge. And they're very bright. So when we have picnics, I like to use those a lot. They are glass, but I'm just careful. I miss my mother a lot, and it's ways of honoring her, I think. Is to use all, when I was younger, it was all about acquiring my stuff. Now I just want to celebrate my mom and my grandma by using, their stuff.
Yeah.
A shelf above that has drinking glasses, and John and I now have all but 2 of our drinking glasses are plastic because we're tired of things breaking, and that includes wine glasses. It's just
Yeah.
horrible when you have to pick up glass messes. And so all of them are plastic. They're very pretty. My sister found some really bright yellow ones that work for summer for iced tea, and got big sizes and little sizes. And that's really kind of neat. So the kitchen, I think that my dish cupboards are probably the neatest place in the kitchen, probably because I use them daily. Like Pat, I have a silverware drawer with a compartment in it. So I have a place for each of my forks, knives, and spoons. Next to that is all the drawer that has all the measuring cups, but it is a messy drawer because I'm cooking, I grab something, I put it back in. And then next to that is a long bread knife. It's in a third drawer over, and some more cooking things. And very important, the can opener and the corkscrew. You got to have a corkscrew in your life. So all of that is in there. I was thinking about, specialty devices when we were talking about, keeping things organized. In our sink, my sister gave us a plastic dish drainer that has a little drain screw in it, so you can put your dishes in there. If you want to wash them before they go into your dishwasher, if you just have a tiny load, you can just wash them right there and then dry them. And it's a really neat little device. I have a couple of toys from Pampered Chef, of which I'm extremely fond. One of them is a big plastic cutting board that you can put on your counter or your island or wherever you want to use it. But it has these little trays that fit in the side of it. So let's say you're chopping vegetables. As you get the vegetables chopped, you can move them to the side into this little strainer tray. So if I'm chopping squash and I'm chop, move them into this little tray that's attached to the board, chop. And it keeps stuff from going all over the place. And then if I want to, for any reason, rinse those vegetables, I can just carry the little strainer part to the sink and rinse those veggies off. And that's really, really easy.
Wow, that's cool.
It's a really cool toy. I mean, I just love this cutting board. I tend to use it only for vegetables. I'm a little worried about using meats and vegetables on the same cook, so that's my vegetable board. And I need to get myself a new meat cutting board. I have another thing from Pampered Chef that I adore. It's a pasta cooker. It's like a rice cooker, and it's plastic. And you can put your rice or your pasta in, your amount of water, stick it in your microwave, set it for, if I want to make a rice, I can get it done in 18 minutes, or I can get my pasta done in 18 minutes. And then I just pull out There's a little insert and I can drain it and then use it. It's just a wonderful, wonderful toy. So I really like that. I also
Blind
bought,
My Smart carries those too.
pardon me?
Blind My Smart carries
Oh,
those.
I'm going to write that down in case we want more.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really a wonderful toy. And then I also have a round chopping blade. You know, sometimes you want to chop things really fast in a bowl, and it comes in a little plastic sleeve. The blade is metal, but the sleeve is plastic, and I can take that out and you know, do some quick chopping. And that was also a Pampered Chef toy. I love this idea of plastic shoe boxes for the fridge. I'm going to adopt that. My spice cupboard is a disaster right now, so we won't discuss her today. And it's funny, we have two ovens in our home, and the upper one is digital, and the lower one has a dial and buttons that I have brailled. But the top one is utterly unusable for us, so I keep extra pots and pans up there. And I know that sounds funny, but it works great because we're a little tight on storage space. And I used to feel really guilty about it. And then I was watching an episode of Sex in the City, and they were keeping sweaters in an extra oven. So I thought, well, if they're keeping sweaters up there, then I'm at least on track to be keeping cookie pans up there. So I felt better about that. It's kind of funny.
Susan, I have the same kind of oven and I use the top one, but I have bump dots.
But how do you know how many times, you know, the digital
Well,
information?
when you start it, and I think most of them are like this. When you start it, it automatically goes to 350.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
if you want to have it lower or higher, my cleaning lady just put some more bump dots on the one that you can go up five things at a time, or down. But the buttons to start it, then the buttons to start and stop the oven, and then the button to yeah, all of that I have bump dots, and it works. I get my lower oven has that same thing, but it doesn't work as good as the upper oven does.
I'll see what I can do. It means I'll have to find a new place for the pots and pans, but that's okay.
I know, right?
But no, that would be nice because when you have entertainment, you want to have both ovens going and stuff. That would really, really be cool. The other thing I wanted to say is, you know, apropos of our sense of smell, even without labels, I can tell my spices apart by smell, and I can even tell my vitamins apart by smell. They just all have a very different, you know, fragrance to them. But I have a reasonable sniffer, so that's probably why. I think that's all I want to say. The rest of my kitchen would be too messy to discuss. Oh, except I do use a Swiffer mop to clean my tile floor because it's really easy to attach the little bottle to it and run it across the floor. It's a lot easier than a bucket of water and a sponge and all that. And then to dry it, I get a big, big towel and I just skate around the kitchen like Paul Bunyan until it's dried, and it works.
So funny.
I would wash the
Anybody?
towel when you're done.
I love my kitchen and I could sit here and go on and on about my kitchen, but things that have helped me because I love to bake are having like the heavy duty containers. I put one for my sugar, one for my flour, things like that. And I try to make sure that they're kind of wide up at the top so that I could just grab a measuring cup and measure over it and grab a butter knife and just kind of scoop the excess off onto the Tupperware. I also have the whole cafeteria tray thing. I love that idea. I always forget to use it, but I have it. So I should really get better at that. But I braille label everything and bump dots and rubber bands to tell my seasonings apart, all that stuff. So and color contrast because I do have some vision, so I try to get a lot of things that help me see because my counters are white, so I always try to go the opposite direction of the color. Yeah, that's
Nice.
all I had to add.
Like
That's
that wide
wonderful. Thank
container
you.
idea.
Who's next? Betsy, how about you? You haven't said anything. Bob, how about your kitchen?
I think everything's pretty much been said. The thing I was going to mention, but Holly did a great job of it. It's those small little trays. Those after we heard about those from Deborah, it was so nice to be able to get those. I have a dark one and a white one, and I'm able to just do everything on top of it, and nothing will roll off the countertop onto the floor. I used to use, well, I still do. I use similar ones. I don't know why I never thought about doing something like this in the kitchen. I use similar ones out in my workshop. As I'm taking things apart, I do them over a tray so that if I drop a screw, it's not gonna. I don't have to get an IRA agent while I'm crawling around on the floor to get them to
Right.
find the screw for me. It's on the tray. um, so, oh, and then the number one thing now is the meta glasses.
Uh-huh.
Those are just so helpful to just open the refrigerator, the freezer, or whatever cabinet, and pull something out and just say, hey, what am I looking at, and tell me more. And they're just they're now my greatest thing in the kitchen.
Yeah.
You
There's our
know,
commercial.
Bevy, I wanted to say, this is Patrice, that I agree with Bob. I mentioned show and tell, and last week, and I wanted to know, just check what red wine I was holding, and show and tell told me it was some Sonoma Creek Pinot Noir, and I knew it was SoCal Vineyards, but I was just double checking, and it made up a name. And so then I
Oh
realized,
gosh.
I thought, what the heck? I'm surprised Amazon hasn't figured that out, but I put on my meta glasses, and it's like, so it's just, they're very smart glasses just to say, no. And it said, no, yeah, you're okay, Patty. It's SoCal Vineyard, but I think sometimes with older devices, if the people who put them out, and I might be at fault here. I might not have updated the way I should. I thought it was on automatic update, but I think that it can be tricky because they might not be as smart as they used to be. That's it.
Yeah.
I
Thank
know
you.
Sherry's in here. I don't know if she would like to share something. I think she's muted.
Yeah. Thanks for asking, though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if anybody doesn't have anything else for the kitchen, let's go to the laundry room.
Actually, if I may, it's Holly. I'll do a quick little kitchen.
Good.
Tagging onto the meta glasses, Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you guys. So they're so cool. For my birthday, just for fun, I bought, and you're going to laugh, I like hearts. And I heard about a heart-shaped waffle maker. And I thought, well, yeah, I knew you'd laugh. You can laugh. And
No, I think it's wonderful.
it was just fun. And so I
Yeah.
spent $9 and I bought this thing all by myself on the Search AI shopping platform because I
Oh, you're
can.
using that. Good.
Uh-huh. And my little pink heart-shaped waffle iron came. And Sunday night I used it. I used a TJ's waffle pancake mix thingy, and I'm all by myself. I made them, and I had on my Meta glasses. And so I'm talking to Meta, and I'm saying, "Is my waffle? Is the light on?" I'm talking back and forth, and then I'm opening it up, and I say, "And tell me about the waffle inside. What color is it? Oh, it's a golden brown. It looks absolutely perfect."
That's great.
So, that's awesome.
Isn't that awesome? Of course, I'm not going to use it very often because it makes one 4-inch waffle at a time, but I made 6 of them, and I put them on a plate all arranged and took a picture of it and sent it.
Oh,
that's great.
just because and it was just pure play, right? I mean, because all work and no play makes Holly a very dull girl, so I just played with my waffle.
Great, Holly.
Thank you. I even asked her, is there steam coming up from my waffle iron? She said, no, I'm not seeing any steam right now. And
Wow.
then I looked in my our oven and I said, tell me about our oven. Does it need cleaning? Well, it's actually not too bad. There's, some spots that could use, and it's really good to keep our ovens clean. So
Oh my gosh. Wow.
now, is it accurate? I don't know on that. I'll ask Bob to put eyes on it, but I'm thinking like for household cleaning and stuff. Sometimes I feel like I'm cleaning a mirror that doesn't need it. And so it's like, Holly, call a sighted volunteer or use your glasses to see if it actually needs cleaning. So anyway, just wanted to throw that in.
Okay. Now I know that this isn't about organization and stuff, but Holly, real quickly, if you would,
Yeah.
I would really like it if you could share how you made and sent your grandsons their birthday cards.
Oh, okay. I did that with Be My AI. And you have to take a picture first to activate the field that is like ask a question or something like that. Then I got focused there, dictated that I wanted to send a birthday card, create a birthday poem for our twin grandsons who are 27. One's in the Navy. His wife's name is blah, blah. The other one lives over the hill. They're expecting their new baby. First one of all the grandkids. It came up with this amazing
Amazing.
poem, stanza after stanza, with very affirming, delightful wording, prose. I couldn't believe it.
Put their names in it, congratulations on your baby. I mean, it was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. And then actually just a step up from that, just this last week, I, on my Chat GPT, I had the app. I hadn't used it. I've started using that, and that is pretty phenomenal. And I think we'll be able to incorporate it into our household life, and etc. So anyway, enough of me. Who's next?
That's great, Holly. Thank you for sharing that. I know
Oh,
it's a
you're
little bit
welcome. I'm
of a
excited about what we're going to
rabbit
be able to
trail,
do.
but
Yeah, with all this AI.
Yeah. Okay, so laundry room. My new thing that I absolutely love is they have these new sheets that you can buy. They yeah, they come in a box. You can get them on Amazon. They come in a box and they're individual sheets, and you take one of these sheets and you just throw it in the bottom of your washing machine and then put your clothes on top and start it, and that's your soap. So I don't know about the rest of you, but we use liquid soap, and sometimes if I don't use this brand new thing that I've been using, I fill this little plastic container, and now, of course, the soap is on my fingers, and now it's dripping a little bit here and there, and then I get it in the wash machine and dump it in, and then I have to use the water that's coming out to try to rinse it a little bit, because if I don't, then it's all goopy with soap, blah blah blah. Now I can just take one of these sheets and throw it in the washing machine and then put the clothes on top, and it's been working really well. I know another blind person of mine that lives in Idaho, and she's using them too, and the clothes smell really fresh. I have unscented, but they smell really fresh, and I guess they're clean. Nobody has said any different. So I love that. And they just are in a skinny box, and so they fit right up above the wash machine in the cupboard there really easily. And then I kind of don't, because I get to have my daughter live with me, I have her do, like if I have a stain on a shirt, she says, "Mom, you got your shirt stained." Then she does that part for me, but so I haven't been independent in using spray to take a stain out. But I did learn at the blind school a long time ago that if you do have a stain somewhere and you do know where it is, you can take a safety pin or something and mark it and then spray right there if you carry those with you and somebody tells you you have a spot or whatever, then you can, and then you can spray it before you throw it in the clothes. But that's my newest one, and I absolutely love it. So,
And you buy these sheets where?
I got them off of Amazon.
And they're called washing machine or soap sheets or something?
Yeah, yeah, washing machines sheets. If you put that in Amazon, you'd come up with them. All different. There's all different kinds and stuff. They're so easy.
Now, do you know if you have a heavier duty load, do you put 2 in, or do you?
It said on the directions, it said a full one for a full load and a smaller one for a half a load, or smaller. You can tear them in half really easy. But Michelle said, my daughter said, she just would suggest I put a whole one in all of it, no matter what I'm doing. So I do.
Do you still use dryer sheets for softness, or?
I do not, but my daughter does. So that is in the dryer still. I know it is, because even if I don't use one, because my clothes don't stick to each other. They don't have that electricity in there. And then Holly, she also gave me this new little thing that she gets things from a pure, I don't know what the name of the company is, but Holly does. And it's a little angel, and it has essential oil beads inside of it that you put inside of it, and you just throw that in your dryer, and that works pretty good too. But yeah. So I don't use the dryer sheets. I just don't feel like I need them. So.
So this is Perla. Last time we were at Costco looking for the kind of clothes washer soap that we use. We didn't find it, and we bought tied in little balls, and they're little liquid balls, and they're so much easier than using the powder. You just throw the ball. It's like your sheet. You throw the ball in to the washing machine, and supposedly if you have really dirty laundry, you put in 2 or 3 or whatever. I've always used just one. But the only thing is that I did not like the smell. I've gotten used to it, but I did not like the smell at first. So, but it's much easier to use than a powder.
Yeah, or a liquid that you have to measure, like I was talking about.
Right.
Yeah, I have those for my dishwasher, the solid little things, instead of using powder. Yeah, those things are all helpful to us when we can't see what we're doing. That's what I went to the Keurig for, because, man, if I make a cup of coffee with coffee grounds, I've got them everywhere. Huh.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah. Anybody else have anything special that they do in their laundry room that helps things out?
This is Bob. I have one, but it actually starts way back before the clothes get to the laundry room. And I think I've talked about these before. So on Amazon, I buy these, they're called sock locks, and they're little plastic holders that you put your socks through. And so it would keep a pair of socks together. So in my drawer, they're all matched up with the sock locks on them. I'll take a pair of socks out, pull the lock off, set it on top of the dresser, wear those socks for the day. At the end of the day, I go back to the dresser, pick up the sock lock, put my socks back into that sock lock, throw those socks in the hamper. Then those socks that are locked together go from the hamper straight into the washer. Those socks that are locked together go from the washer straight into the dryer. And those socks that are locked together come out of the dryer and go right back into my drawer. So that's a real handy way of keeping track of your socks and doing the
Yes.
laundry
Yeah,
with them. and everything,
I
so.
want to say, it's Patrice, that Bob told me about this, and I am a convert. It's great, and the only difference I have is I have a little bowl on my little dresser where my socks are, because for the life of me, I always knock those little gizmos where you pull your socks through on the floor. But they're amazing, and
Yeah.
your socks are matched when you pull them out to put them on.
Right. I have
Yeah.
that too. But I also, I don't have as many as I used to have. I learned about those at the blind school. But I also will take safety pins and pin the toes together. Um, and and I do that too. And just as religious as what you said, Bob, so that always my socks are going to match. And I don't have to worry about, does this belong with this? Yeah.
Another
It's
tip for
awesome.
the dryer, rather than the dryer sheets, they sell these dryer balls. They're about the size of a softball, maybe just a little bit smaller than a softball,
Mm-hmm.
and they're kind of a dense ball, and they're real fuzzy on the outside. And you put those in the dryer as opposed to the dryer sheets. Now you don't get any aroma onto your clothes with these things. So if you like the dryer sheets, you won't get that. But they help with the static electricity. They don't, they help keep your clothes sort of more wrinkle free. And so we've started using those, and that way you just keep using those balls over and over and over. They last like 6-8 months, and then the
What are they
fuzzy
called, Bob?
I believe they're dryer balls. I have to go back to Amazon and see what we bought. And
My problem with those is that I lose them. When I pull the,
Yep.
Oh.
I have to track them down, and yeah.
Yep. No, I know what you mean. They'll get tangled up in your clothes, and then you got to find where is it hidden.
Mm-hmm. Can I just I
Yes.
do safety pins also with my socks,
Uh-huh.
and I have a thing where I put the safety pin on the heel if the socks are black, and on the toe if the socks are white. And then
That's a good idea.
So most of my socks are black or white. If they're colored, then I put it somewhere in the middle, and I try to put those socks in the drawer with the other things that I have that are that color.
Oh gosh, that's
So
great.
That's executive thinking.
Yeah, no kidding. I like that one. Yeah.
I just thought of something. You
Okay.
spurned me on about the sock locks. I used one for the first time when I washed our bedding, and I put it on the corner of the blanket that was on my side of the bed and up at the top, so that it would be easy when I was remaking the bed, our queen size bed, to know, okay, where is the top left of the blanket? Because you get a big queen size blanket going, and it's kind of hard.
That's a great
I used
idea.
I used a safety
Thank
pin
you
for that, a big one.
Yeah, that would work great too. The only thing is, it did kind of crumple the little corner of the blanket, but it doesn't show, and I'm not going to worry about it. But it sure made life easier. So,
Right.
so-
A big
and-
safety pin. Yeah, that would be the good idea too.
Yeah, and I love Bob. I love your system. That is brilliant. So great. Love that. Very good. Yes, and yours too, Perla. I'm getting some super ideas. Thank you all.
Yeah,
Okay, how
Bob
about
is probably better at doing it the same way every time than I am. So
he's an engineer. They do that.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, they have those engineer great minds. Yep. Yeah.
Glasses,
Oh,
are you guys still here? Left or they're on.
Either. Who are you asking for, Bevy?
The John and Susan Glass.
They are still here. They're both muted.
Oh, I'm sorry, Holly. You wanted to say something more.
Oh, I will throw out, and this won't be for everybody, but the company that I switched all of our cleaning and laundry products over a few years ago and over a period of time because I was looking for something that was non-toxic for some different, different reasons, including, if I spill it on me or on the floor, it's not going to hurt it. And the company I found is called Truly Free Home. And that's the one that has the dryer angels, and it's all just natural stuff. It takes, it's not the cheapest on the market. And it's something that you order. Once I got my account set up, I signed up, had them sign me up for text messages and emails. So I get their sales, and that's when I buy my products. I love their laundry, all their laundry products. Their everyday cleaner is wonderful. I add like 30 drops of lemon oil to it and use that everywhere. And they send the bottles the first time. And then they just, when you order refills, they just send little pouches of the stuff you add water. So, but again, it's not going to be for everybody, but it sure was been my solution here. So Truly Free Home. And I've not been successful using VoiceOver to respond to their sales and order myself. So I could just call the customer service people, and they love to help me. And they place my order. They have my card on file. There you go. So that's been great for us. Good company too. Their dryer angels that Bevie was talking about are sewn by this company of integrity. They employ to do that deaf women in Jamaica and also women rescued out of sex trafficking. So they, it is. It's really good.
This is John.
There you are.
We, I have been a little distracted the last 5 minutes or so because a phone call came in that I needed to take, but we're talking about cleaning products, I guess, and
laundry room. We're in the laundry room.
Laundry room, yes. So we have been using products from a company called Seventh Generation.
Oh yeah.
And Susan really enjoys them, and so do I. We use their laundry soap. We also use their dish soap, and I believe we have a couple of other products from this brand. I don't remember right now what they are, but we've been very happy with them, and especially their laundry soap is we've been using the lavender scent, and we really like what it does with the bed sheets and shirts and all that sort of thing. So that's another company's products to consider.
That's great. And what do you do about your marking your socks and all that kind of stuff?
So for me personally, I have two different sets of socks, I guess you might say, and I can tell them apart by feel.
Of what colors they are, or
Yes. Yes. Yeah, because they're different brands, and I can tell just by the stitching or the the texture of the material. I can tell which socks go together, and so I have not used the Sock Lock products, although I have heard of them and seen them, and I know that they're very very good.
Thank you, John. Anybody else?
Sure.
Well, if you want to use powder detergent, I would say we use a product called Nancy Boy, and yes, it was they had a store on in San Francisco on Market Street, and they're now since just online. It's very, very pure products. I love the powder because it's so very, it's not coarse at all. It's very, very light. The scent is barely audible or intelligible because Eric has sensitivities to scent. So but I never get leftover detergent on my clothes. you know,
Oh, that's good.
glops of that because it's so fine. That's the word I was looking for. And I love their body lotion smells like peppermint. Their counter cleaner works very well, and it, you know, it's antiseptic, but it also has a very subtle lavender scent. Anyway, I love Nancy Boy, and we
Huh.
just get it online, and they're fabulous.
That's good. I've never heard of that company before.
Just depends on the company you keep.
That's right. Personally, I keep pretty good company.
Yeah, you
I
do.
mean, I'm not good company, but my friends are all good company. Anyone else? Come on, you guys. Nope. Okay. So, Bob, what room do we go to next?
Sort of for oh, whatever room in the house you want to use this in. So I use this in conjunction with my iPhone and Seeing AI, and I found this product on the YouTube channel The Blind Life. Sam with the Blind Life, he reviewed this product on there some time ago, and it's a telescoping stand. It has a plate that sits on the ground. It has a telescoping pole that comes off of that. And then there's an articulating arm at the top of that you can swivel 365 degrees and adjust the angle to wherever you want. And then on the end of that arm is a holder that you can either put your iPhone in or you could put a tablet in. And you could sit, at the couch or in a chair and not have to, hold on to your iPad. You could just have it there, right there in front of you if you wanted to. But what I do is I use it over my desk with some hardback books that I have that only come in print, and I'll use the Seeing AI and put the camera over top of the book, and then just it lines it up. The Seeing AI will tell you, whether you got it lined up or not, and then it'll automatically take a picture. I don't have to take a picture, and then there's a play button that I hit play, and it reads me the book. And the nice thing about this is it takes um, the opposing side pages, so it's just not one page at a time. You can open up the book and it'll take the left hand and right hand page at the same time. And it's the Seeing AI, its OCR capabilities is really fantastic. Some technical books that I'm going through, and I know it's reading it to me correctly. So this little stand for holding your iPad or your iPhone, and it's like $35 on Amazon. And again, if you go to the Blind Life YouTube channel, he has lots of products that he reviews, and so you can scroll back and it'll be on there. Next thing, I go back to my friends at Way Around and the tags that they have. I use their tags and their sew on buttons. The shirt I have on right now has got a button on the tail sewn onto the tail, so I can just scan it with my phone and it'll tell me what color my shirt is, and it'll tell you whatever you record when you're setting up the tag or the button. It gives you the opportunity to record whatever you want, so you could put as much detail washing instructions or whatever you wanted on it, but all I need it for is for identifying the color of my shirt. And then from there, they have the magnetic tags, and I use those a lot in my shop. Well, although now I think I'm gonna probably move away from them a little bit because of the meta glasses. So I used to label different cans of product that I would have out in my garage. You have all these metal cans of stuff, and so you just put the little magnet on it. After you recorded the message for the tag, and then you put that on the device. But now with Meta, the, sometimes I used to just bring in handfuls of like caulking tubes into the house and say, ask my wife Mary Lee, what is this one? What is this one? Because it was just faster to have her read them to me. And now with my Meta glasses, I just stand out there in the garage and I just ask it, stick the new tube in, ask it, stick the, and it's like I don't even have to bring them in the house anymore. The glasses do that for me. All my little little plastic cabinets that hang on the wall that have all the little drawers in it for all the different size nuts and bolts and screws. They're all labeled with the sticker form of way around that are on those. And then the other one I really use is their large paper clips that they have, and I'll use those for paperwork or file folders. And so those are really helpful for keeping organized, because you record the message that you want on each one of those paper clips, and they stand up nice and tall in a file cabinet, so they're easy to scan. So way around tags.
Yeah, I'm really excited about, like I was saying at the beginning, that how my friend Lauren named all the different stuff that's in the, whether you're sick or whether you are itching or whatever, all the different stuffs that are in one bag. I mean, that just that's really helpful too. So yeah, way around that's a good one. And I wanted to ask you on the Seeing AI documents, can you save those? Can you save the documents?
I have not needed to do that, so I haven't tried it. So I don't know whether you can.
Bevie, I think you can. I know you can share them, so I'm assuming you can save them.
Yes, you can share them. So you could.
So,
yes, since you can share them, you
yeah.
can do
that. I just wanted to mention a product that Bob told me about. Bob, you've got a lot going on. They're silicone lids. They're very flat. You can put one on top of a cup of coffee, and they come as large as a big casserole. You can put that on top of food that you put in the refrigerator. It's so easy. But if you're carrying let's say you're carrying a cup of coffee between rooms, if you just put one of those silicone things, it helps you to avoid the splashing. It also keeps your drink warm. And the only other thing I wanted to say is I also use, when you have a plant and it has a little saucer under it to catch the water that runs off. I have one of these saucers at I have 2 desks because I'm special. But I have that, and I have them wherever I put a cup down, and it's great because it's got something around it, so I'm not going to knock it over as easily. It's got a nice, pretty substantial lip around the space I'm using, and it's saved me so many times from knocking over my water bottle, which I keep closed anyway. But those 2 things for me, they're so simple. There are no electronics involved, but if they're a part of my life and they really help. So I know
those.
The nice thing, the large one fits a dinner plate. So if you get all the leftovers out of your refrigerator and put them on your plate, you can just put this little silicone lid over the top of your plate, stick it in the microwave. Nothing's going to splatter. Nothing's going to pop apart, and go all over the inside of the microwave.
They're just called silicone lids?
I bet they're called something more important than that. But
you know what I'll do is I'll put together, since all this stuff came from Amazon, I'll put together a little sheet with all the different things I've talked about, with the links to Amazon, and I can send those out to.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Everybody. I was just, I think I know everybody that's on there was one person that was on earlier. BB said something like BB's iPhone. I don't know who that was. It's me. Oh, that's you.
I think that'd be me. I don't know why there's 2 B's. Mine's BH, but anyway.
No, you're on here as Bevy Hinninger. So, anyways, I know who's all here, so I can send an email out to everybody who's on here.
And yeah, and, you know, and you can just put them in the dishwasher. That, you know,
Yes.
there's no, I mean, I've used them, gosh, Bob, what, because I think I found some and then you found some and we both knew they were wonderful. Like I've had them for 4 years at least.
I think
Yeah.
I
And
had
they're,
some too for a
yeah,
while,
and
but
they never deteriorate. And you know how if your seal is too tight in a microwave, that's not good. You know, these make a seal, but it isn't so airtight that you're going to have an explosion.
Mm. Do they come
Patty,
in
I think
various sizes or?
Yes.
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 As
They'll
small
come.
as a let's say the top of a cup of coffee
Oh,
to a large dinner plate.
so you order them separately or do they come in?
No,
No,
they come as a set.
Oh,
come as a set.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did somebody ask for Patty?
yeah, I did. I think that I had ordered some too when Bob first talked to us about it, but I think I ended up with a different type of package because they never worked very well for me. So
Oh,
this time I'll get the right package.
get the right. Yeah, mine. I actually I think I bought a set independently and then got more because
Yeah.
Eric is of the opinion that more is better. And but even though I'm using, you know, both kinds, they both seem to be working well.
Another item for the kitchen that we kind of circled back to the kitchen here, but something that Patty has that I think is wonderful. I need to purchase them myself. Is she has this dinnerware called Fiesta ware, and I guess
Mhm.
they've been around for a long, long time. There's some of them can be antiques, but you can buy newer
New.
made ones, and they're deep dishes,
Mhm.
and they must have at least an inch tall rim around
Yeah,
the
that's
outside of the
great.
dinner plate, maybe even a little bit taller than that. So as you're scraping food, it's not going to slide off the plate.
Right.
And I did go on Amazon, and it's called Fiesta ware. And,
Yeah.
and
And Bob, they have, I was shocked because Eric's always got his eye out for these on sale. They have two different lip sizes on the edge. One is much more dramatic and the other isn't as good, but it still prevents slippage. And they have normal dinner plates. It's just, this is something Eric found at a sale at Macy's and he got very excited. So we have many now because more is better.
And so how can you tell, like I would want the one that has the biggest lip. How would you tell that?
You know what? I will have Eric measure it.
Yeah, I
The
couldn't
two
find that on the
lips.
website when I was looking on
Yeah.
Amazon for the depth of them. That was a
Mhm.
number that was not obvious.
Okay.
I
I'll
thought
have him
I'd
check
heard
it out.
about, I thought I'd heard about a device that you put on your dinner plate. You clip onto your dinner plate that has some height to it and you can move your food toward that. So if you want to clean your plate, so to speak. Has anybody heard of that?
No, I usually use a bowl because of this
Yeah.
very thing we're
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah.
But this is easy. The ones where Bob was mentioning, the good thing about them too is that lip isn't so high that you can't cut, cut something in your plate. You don't feel like you're going
Right.
down into the valley of despair to try to cut something up.
Yeah.
So they're much more usable. I hear what you're saying about that, Pat, but I think I just know I'd make a mess and try to put them on and then try to get it up. I'd break it in two tries, I'm pretty sure.
Something else to watch.
Yeah, I want to try the Fiesta ware with a higher size,
Yeah.
the highest
I'll
size,
let
I
you
mean.
feel it, Bev. But I'll
Yeah.
also try to I'll ask Eric to if he can measure it like from the counter up the side of it so you know how deep it is.
Yeah,
And
then they
not-
the
would
two
say
different
that in the
ones.
directions of the thing, right?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
not that we can see them, but they come in a wide variety of these just really bright, festive colors.
Yeah.
Very bright colors. Yeah. And the fun of it is one of the reasons because they're heavy and I wasn't sure I liked that. They don't chip. That's good. But also it's really fun to put an orange plate with a green salad bowl or whatever. You know,
Right.
they're very, very festive, thus the name.
Right. I have some of the bowls, right, Patty? That's what you and Eric have given me in the past, is some of the bowls.
Did we?
Yeah, I think so, from the kitchen
Cool.
shop downtown on Pacific.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Okay, guys, is any other things that anybody wants to share?
Mm.
This has been a very, very good, informative as usual. Very helpful.
This was great. I really appreciated everybody's input on it. I'm buzzing with thoughts and ideas of things I want to do. And I'm feeling inspired to kind of get to some of these cupboards and do some organizing. So thank you all for that.
It definitely helps.
Yeah,
It so helps
ditto.
to have stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Everybody's got such great ideas. Thank you.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Shoe
Yeah, it
boxes.
just
Who
keeps
would have thought? That's
right.
brilliant.
would have
It
thought?
just keeps things easier to. It just is more independent and easier
Yeah,
in our
exactly.
lives, you know. And Michelle, instead of using a shoebox, Michelle got those kinds of type like a shoebox at Costco. And it was a set of
Oh,
all different ones. And so I have the same thing. Like I put all my berries, fresh berries in one of them. And then she has all apples in another one of ours. And
yeah,
yeah,
that organization. Oh, and I wanted to add, it's really important that they're flat on the bottom inside. Some of the cheaper shoe boxes, they're kind of contoured,
Yeah,
so they'll stack better.
rounded.
That does
yeah,
not, that does
Yeah.
not work. They need to be the rectangular
right.
flat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, yeah,
Good tip.
yeah.